You know, in life, when like your makeup looks fire but your hair didn't get the memo. That's me today. Hi friends, it's Sam, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about depression, specifically the interest and motivation loss some may experience while depressed. I have been mildly depressed since March this year, and one of the main symptoms I experienced was loss of interest. All I wanted to do was cling to my people and not be alone. And that was hard because I work, my people work, and it's just not possible sometimes. My mum goes to bed early, so if I wasn't sleeping over with my partner, I just not know what to do with myself. I do count myself lucky that the depression I've experienced in my life has only ever been mild, but boy does it not feel mild. That's the thing when the doctor tells you you have mild depression, which is what happened the last time I was depressed. It just feels a bit like a kick in the teeth because how you feel doesn't feel mild. But what you've got to understand is that depression is a mental illness. However mild, is still an illness. So it's not gonna feel mild. Especially when, like me, you just didn't want to do anything. You didn't necessarily feel sad all the time. You just felt unmotivated or apathetic. At the minute, I am in a good place where I am consistently uploading. Don't know how long that's gonna last, but I'm doing my best. And I am slowly getting back into reading, which is a big thing for me because it's been a while since I read a full book. Before this, there was nothing I wanted to do. I just had no interest in anything. It was really hard to tackle that. There were some things that did help, but it's a surprising amount of things because at the time it felt like nothing was helping. But I have compiled a list of things that helped, and I was surprised as I was writing it down. The first thing is a mobile phone game. It's called Dual Sliding, and it's quite similar to Tetris, where you've got to make a line and then the line of blocks disappears, but then the lines move kind of up, and when they reach the top, you lose. And it's kind of an endless game where you could just play until you die. And I got to a very high score. My high score is like 250,000 and something, which I'm very proud of and haven't managed to get close to since. But it was such a coping mechanism for me. Like, if I was stressed, if I was upset, it felt like it was like soaking up some of my stress. I'd wake up and I'd play it every morning. I played it in the car if Connor was driving and I was in the passenger seat. I played it on the plane when we flew to the Isle of Man. I just played it in between stages of my day, and it was a great distraction. It really helped focus my mind, and although I wasn't being particularly productive and I didn't feel particularly happy when playing it, it really helped pass the time when there was nothing else I wanted to do. I'd stick an episode of She-Ra on, which I've already seen, and just play my phone game and listen to the TV, and it really helped. It's surprising how much it did help, in spite of it not improving my mood. It improved my apathy, if that makes sense. TV also surprisingly helped. I'm not a massive TV person, but when I'm with my peeps, it's what we tend to do. We tend to watch TV. I watched season 4 of You with Jess when she came over, and that got me really quite excited. I was thinking about it quite often, and then I rewatched the whole 4 seasons with my husband, and that got me excited all over again because I knew what was going to happen. I really wanted him to see what was going to happen and watch him experience it. We've been watching Demon Slayer as well, and I'm really enjoying that. The Last of Us, that really kept me going for a little while. It's kind of a blessing how much good TV has been around since I've been depressed. Writing things down also really helped. I have a journal that I write my feelings down in if like I don't want to offend anyone, or I feel like my feelings are too heavy to tell someone about, but I need to get them out somehow. It doesn't always feel like it's helped, but it gets my thoughts out of my head and onto paper. So again, it's not something that necessarily makes me feel better, but it kind of empties my head a little bit. Sometimes when my thoughts are that bad, I feel like my brain needs scrubbing, and journaling is the way that I do that. It doesn't even have to be like a special notebook or anything like that either. Like, you know, people get these like fluffy notebooks with a lock on to write their feelings in. I write in this serious black notebook from the works that my sister bought for me in 2017. I have filled this much of it with my feelings in the last 6 years, and honestly, like, this book, it's just saved my brain. It saved my sanity. I've written in this 6 times since the depression started in March, and for me that's a lot of journal entries. Prior to March, like, I didn't get sad that often. I got occasionally insecure because like an ex of my boyfriend's would walk past and I'd be like, she's stunning, what the hell, why is he with me? Or there's a lot of unrequited feelings in this. If I ever got into arguments or if I just got angry about something, I'd write in it. This book has seen me through many a sadness, but they've been few and far between. So 6 entries in like 3 months is so much for me. I highly recommend journaling if you're really sad but you don't want to talk to someone, because a lot of the time it's not that you don't trust people, it's that you don't want to burden people. And I know anyone you tell that to will be like, you're not a burden, please just talk to me. But sometimes it's just not possible. You don't want to and you can. And writing it down is the best alternative I found. I also kind of like just writing anything down, planning things, putting pen to paper, planning my week, writing down where I'd be sleeping each night and what my work times were each day, somehow just makes me feel good. Yesterday in work, I was writing down my financial plans and it made me feel great. Getting stuff out of you and onto paper, however meaningless or boring, it's just nice to know that you filled in a notebook, you know? I've almost finished this notebook and it makes me happy. My next coping method is a bit hit and miss, to be honest, because while it distracted me, it also occasionally made me sad. Because sometimes sad things come up on this app. I'm talking about TikTok. I spent many an hour scrolling. Let's just take a drink while the dog's barking, shall we? I spent many an hour scrolling on TikTok and many videos made me laugh. Many videos made me feel warm and cozy and comfy and happy. Many TikToks made me feel like I related to them in a positive way. Obviously, you will get the TikToks of people crying because they've been cheated on, or of like sad animal videos. Like, I think yesterday I watched a video of this disabled lion cub who was like mistreated by his family and kind of pushed out of the pack, and I was welling up. TikTok is kind of a minefield. A lot of the time you can find great entertainment and lots of laughs on there, but other times you can find text videos about people feeling unworthy and not good enough, and you're just reading it like, damn, that's me, and then you cry. Or you watch people crying about mistreatment in their jobs and I'm like, damn, that me, you know? Like, TikTok is relatable in good ways and bad ways, so that one is kind of to be approached with caution, I think. But I can't deny that it passed some time for me while I was feeling unmotivated. I'm even now like considering making shorts for when I want to put something on my channel that's like too short or too lame to be an entire video, you know? So TikTok's even inspired me in that way. The next thing is a surprising one for me because as a vegan, I'm not super into chocolate. But since the depression hit, I love chocolate. To me, nothing quite measures up to a Dairy Milk or a Galaxy. And no matter how hard vegan chocolatiers try, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't match the superiority of non-vegan chocolate. And I know that it's blasphemy to say that as a vegan, but I haven't been that impressed with vegan chocolate. There are a few that I love, like vegan Kit Kats and Love Raw Kinder Bueno bars and Noma caramel bars. I love those, but before I could have taken or left them. Now I love chocolate, like the vegan Lindt bar and even like cheapy Tesco vegan chocolate. I can't get enough. And I even tweeted recently, like, I feel like depression makes chocolate taste better. So there's always a silver lining. If you're feeling sad, go get chocolate. This next one's kind of a given, and that is your peeps. You know, you're feeling sad, you're feeling unmotivated, you don't want to do anything, spend time with your peeps. I think I got the most of my motivation from my people. So my sister Jess and I and our boyfriends, we call each other the plebs, and we are just like a friendship group of 4 / a team of double daters, and we like to play games and go to the cinema and stuff together. And honestly, like playing board games with them and just getting out of the house with them was so good for me. It's just such a huge escape, I think, being able to lose yourself in your friendships. Even, like I said before, just watching TV shows with them, it took me away. My mum was great to talk to as well. She didn't judge me, she didn't give me advice, she just listened, and I needed that very much. On our dog walks together, I'd just talk about how I was feeling and how I didn't want to do anything, and she just listened and she understood, and that was lovely. Ultimately though, the main thing that I think got me out of my slump was getting out of the job that was causing me so much distress. The catalyst for my depression was something that happened at work that was completely unfair and kind of ruined my life. And I had to stay in that job for like 2 months until I found something else. And that was so hard. But now I'm out of that job and I'm in another job and I feel a lot better about my personal life and the time I get to spend with my loved ones. It's safe to say that I am in a much better position now, and I do think that getting back into reading was really helped by one of the girls that I work with now. She's obsessed with books, and one of the first conversations I had with her was about books and Harry Potter, and it was great. And she was like, oh, she loves going to charity shops and buying books, and I'm like, you are me. We are the same person. And it got me really excited about books. I am getting inspired again. I am getting motivated again. And it's crazy. And it's amazing. So I'm not going to take that for granted. If I've got 5 minutes, I'm going to pick my book up. I'm going to have a great time. I really do think that while you're in that state, it's hard to see that some things help. You're just so focused on the negative. But in reality, there are a lot of things that help, even if it is just a bar of chocolate. I'd highly recommend like writing down the things that you use for coping mechanisms and really just looking at the page and seeing how many things can actually help you when you don't even realize they're helping you. I'm also getting back into watching YouTube, which is great because like a couple of my fave YouTubers have like miraculously come back to YouTube at the same time as me. Clearly There's something in the air because we're all getting remotivated. I love watching YouTube on my breaks in work at the minute. It really just takes me out of everything and gives me focus, and also inspires me to make my own videos. So it's happy days at the moment. I'm still depressed and easy to upset, but I'm getting there, and you will get there too. And with that, I am gonna leave it there. I hope this has been helpful. I will see you next time. I hope you have a great day. Bye.